Hello and welcome to this step-by-step tutorial which will walk you through the process of configuring and running a data activity for subsetting a database. The first step here is to go to your Activity Explorer and press Add Activity in the top right hand corner. If you go to the bottom, you will see Subset Database, where you now have the option to add a data activity for subset. We're going to give this a name and a description and press Finish. You will now see we have an empty subsetting data activity with components, configuration, and the option to add different components or add different actions at the bottom. Now we've created the activity, there are some prerequisites that you must have before you can go any further. The first thing is a valid database connection. You'll be able to find these under the Data Dictionary tab, and inside here under Databases you can see all of the available connection profiles. You can filter out so you can find yours, and here is the connection profile I will be using for this subset. The second thing is that you will need a database definition for that associated database connection. Similarly, you can find this under Data Dictionaries and then underneath Registered Definitions. Again, I can search for mine, and you will see I have this registered definition available to use for the subset. You will find specific tutorials on these prerequisites in the Learning Portal with links in the documentation also below. Now we will attach a definition version for the target database and define the queries that are going to be used to drive the subset. To do this, we scroll to the bottom and go to Add Components and Attached Definition Version. In here you can search for your definition and the associated version. In this example, I'm just going to go for version 1. And press OK. You will see now that this has been added to your component list. Now within the definition we also have a series of stored queries that we need to define and edit as part of the job. To do this, open up your definition. Within your definition you have lots of different information about the available tables within the database. For this example we're going to look at the suppliers table. And now we're going to have a look at adding a particular stored query into this table. Click Add, and we're going to give the query a name. So we're going to do subset example. And in the query, we're going to use our default query here. Now what this is saying is that we've got two company names, and the %1 and %2 lets the system know that these are substitution variables, and these will be overridden in a later step. Select type, we'll go find criteria and press OK. You'll now see that that query has been added to the definition. So now back in the data activity screen, we can go into add components and attach the SQL data query. So we'll go in and pick up our example, subset example, and hit OK. Now you'll see this has been added to the component list. If we need to, we can come through and edit this. So if we click Actions there, press play, that opens up a new tab, and that will actually take us to the entire list of stored queries within your project. And if you need to, you can come in here and edit as you please. Next, we need to configure our configuration settings. To edit these, press Edit here, and you'll open up a wizard where you can start to edit these fields. Maximum rows defines the maximum number of rows in the database the subset will consider before ending the process. Similarly, maximum iterations will define how many times the subset job will move up and down the available rows in the database extracting data. This, along with maximum rows, enables you to end the subset at a reasonable point. The target database name is the database which the subset will create data into. Schema mappings is used to map the base schema to the target schema. So in this instance, I'm mapping from DBO schema to subset schema. Substitution variables overrides the percentage values that we set in the previous step when we were setting up the stored query. And the source database name is the location in which the current data exists. Once you've set these up, press OK. Next, we're going to run a validation process to ensure that the attached database definition matches the live database. To do this, under the Actions tab, select Validate Activity Against Connection, select your server, and then you need to specify the connection that we're going to validate the activity against. Again, I'll pick up my connection here and press Execute. This spins up a new tab, and once it runs, you will see that you'll get a message saying that the process has completed successfully. If you get an error at this point, please contact your Curiosity representative. Now it's time to create and configure the process model that will drive the subset. Everything that we have done up to this point will enable you to automatically generate this process. To do this, go to your definition, and under the Actions tab, select Create Process Model. Press Execute. Again, select your server. Now, at this point, you get the option to select which tables you want to consider as part of the subset. In this example, we can include all of them, and then go away and trigger the job. That job will complete, and then to verify that it's completed successfully, if you navigate back to your activity, you'll see that this list has been added for the subset process model. Next, let's configure the subset submission form that will detail the technical steps of the subset job. To do this, scroll down and underneath the Actions tab, press Create Submit Form. Again, select your server, and we're just going to give these a basic name for subset. Press Execute. That opens up a new tab. Once we press Execute, it opens up a new tab for the job, and you'll see we get a couple of results here that say the form is valid and the Create Submit Form process has completed. Again, if you scroll back to your data activities, hit refresh, you'll see now that that submit form has been added to your component list. Now we need to edit this. Under the Actions tab, select Modify and press play. We'll keep the first two steps of this server process the same. And once we get to the parameters, the one that we care about here is the par actions parameters. These are the technical actions that the subset job will complete as it moves through the subset process. There are 4 different available actions. Drop F keys removes the foreign keys from your database. When subsetting, this should always be done to ensure that you don't run into any errors. Add F keys adds the foreign keys back into the database. This should be done after the subset has run. If the subset has run correctly, then the referential integrity of the database should be retained, and adding foreign keys back will work without any errors. Subset runs the subset job, and truncate can be used to clear out any subsets that have been done previously in the target database. For this example, we're going to start with drop foreign keys, then we're going to run the subset, and then we're going to add the foreign keys back into the database. Scroll down, press save, and you'll see that server process has been updated successfully. And once we've done that, we can head back now into your data activity and execute that process. You'll see we get a few parameters. We've already added in our steps, so we just need to specify the connection and press execute. Once it completes, you'll get the message that the subset process has completed, and you can go into your SQL Server Management Studio to verify the results. Thanks very much for watching. Any questions, please let us know.